Hi, everybody. My name's Sean Putney. I'm the director here at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium, and I am extremely excited to be talking to you today about my first adventure as the director of the zoo, hosting a trip outside of the United States. Next February, at the end of next February, we'll be going on a journey to the Galapagos Islands, and we'll be able to see wildlife, local flora and fauna, as well as some areas that you'll never be able to see anywhere else in the world. I think it's an amazing trip that many people probably have on their bucket list. I know I have it on mine. I look forward to having a bunch of us Kansas Cityans and people from surrounding areas joining as a group and going down there and having a great time. We've joined up with Mark Comfort, and he is going to be talking to you about the trip details and taking it from there. If you have any questions, you can either get in touch with us here at the zoo or with Comfort Travel, and we'd be happy to try to answer your questions as best we can. So, with that, I will turn it over to Mark, and he'll take you on the exciting journey.
Well, Sean, thank you very much. And I'll tell you, I'm so excited about this because my wife and I just literally did this exact cruise in the Galapagos Islands on this cruise ship, the Celebrity Flora, the best cruise ship in the entire destination of the Galapagos Islands. And we actually had about half of the ship. The ship only holds 100 people. So we have 44 people. So I guess that's 44% of the ship. And it was such a bucket list dream trip with such high satisfaction. That was my third time doing the Galapagos Islands. So it is a favorite destination of mine. And by the way, my wife Mimi and I have owned Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours and Travel for 35 years. And we've worked with the zoo for, gosh, about the last 13, 14 years. And Sean, I'm just so excited to work with you. And I think now that the Royals are playing baseball, I'll use a baseball analogy. I think you've hit a grand slam home run with your first hosted trip. So let me get into this. And by the way, this will be about 11 months from right now. It'll be the cold, miserable winter. We'll get out of here. And the Galapagos Islands, which is in Ecuador, is right on the equator. So I'll go through all this with you. And here is just a map showing you the Galapagos Islands. That's why it's always plural. And each of these islands is uniquely different. And as Sean knows, has uniquely different wildlife to it. And you'll learn how all the wildlife got to these islands, and you'll learn the history of the islands and that it was a pirate's hideout area. A lot of history. Oh my gosh, more than just Charles Darwin was here to make this area famous. But we'll go through all that to you. And it's a 7-day cruise where we see 9 different ports. But we will start this by flying from the Midwest. If you're from Kansas City, we'll fly from Kansas City or wherever you're from. We have some people from outside of Kansas City flying, but we will all end up in Quito, Ecuador, and we'll stay at the JW Marriott. That's exactly the hotel where Mimi and I and our group stayed last October, and it is a spectacular hotel right in the heart of the city. It's walking distance to a lot of neat things. But we will be there. We actually get in at day one a little bit later in the evening. Normally, most planes arrive between 5 and 8 o'clock at night. So we won't see anything that first night. But the next day, we'll do a city tour, and we'll see the best of the best of Quito, Ecuador. And then on day 3, we will fly from Quito. The Galapagos Islands, where we fly into Baltra, that island, is 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador. So it's really quite fascinating. And we'll be taken directly by Zodiac to to the ship. And I'll show you the ship in just a minute. You won't have to mess with your luggage because they will do that. Celebrity will do that for us. And then we'll go through all the rest of this. But each day we will go to different islands and see different wildlife. Now, the most wonderful thing in the world, and this will be a fabulous job for Sean because Sean might be the most knowledgeable person in Kansas City or in the Midwest about many of the kinds of different species of wildlife that we will see here, especially birds. And until we get on the ship. And then there will be, gosh, I think we had 12 naturalists that all specialize in different species of animal life here in the Galapagos Islands. And they will both give us, there's a theater on the ship where every day the naturalists will talk about what we will see the next day and the history of the islands that we will go to the next day. So each day is fabulous. And there we go all the way through. Santa Cruz Island is the biggest of the island. That's where most of the population of the Galapagos Islands lives. The other islands, I'll tell you what, early on when we went to the Galapagos the first time, they talked to us about the uniqueness of going to the Galapagos Islands. And you will feel like maybe you're the first person that has ever stepped foot on that island. And in many of those islands, that's true. You will feel that way. So anyway, and then day 10, we will, after 7 days of cruising, we will get off at Baltra, disembark the Celebrity Flora, and we will fly back to Quito to the JW Marriott. We'll get in later that evening, usually around 6 or so, and they have a farewell dinner for us there. And then the next day, there will be optional tours for those people if you have late flights out. But we will work with you to get we'll work with you on flights. We'll work with you, and we work, by the way, through Celebrity to get the flight set up, to get transfers set up. We'll talk to, and by the way, transfers from the airport in Quito when you arrive to the JW Marriott, and transfers at the very end when you disembark or get off the ship, fly to the Quito airport. We'll get you to the hotel again, and then from the hotel to the airport. So there's transfers. You won't have to worry about anything. Okay. And we'll go through all that. Just a few pictures of Quito. Quito's a very interesting city. We're all used to the mountains here, and the mountains here, especially in wintertime, have snow, and there's snow skiers everywhere. Not in Quito, because Quito's right on the Ecuador, or right on the equator, excuse me, in Ecuador. And it is a beautiful city that is in the valley of this beautiful mountain range. Is just gorgeous, and there's so much to see. And there again, then we will see the best of the best, what you want to see in Quito. And then we will fly to Baltra Island. Very interesting thing. The air where we will land, the runway was built there in World War II by the Americans because they thought the Japanese might be coming in or attacking the United States from the Pacific side and from the South America part of the Pacific. Each island, again, like I said, has some of its specialties and things you want to learn about it. You can see that picture from up above on Daphne Island, how it's a volcano based island, and all of them are. But there you'll see so many blue-footed boobies, which the Galapagos Islands are known for. Again, my gosh, you will see more iguana than you could ever imagine. And I actually got to tell you, they're kind of fascinating animals. And they do look like they're descendants of dinosaurs, don't they? I think they do. But each and every port, or each and every island looks different, has different flora, fauna, and animals, of course, on there. And by the way, as we go through all this, every day, you will have 3 or 4 options of the types of shore excursions to do. One will be for the very gentle walkers, ones that the hikes, if you want to hike, will be very slow and the grade will not be high. The second option will be if you want it to be a much more active excursion, and most all of this is hiking. There's no vehicles on almost any of the islands outside of Santa Cruz and Baltra, but the hikes will be much steeper and higher and longer, and that will be an option. The other thing is you will be able to get in the water with all of the animals, because again, it's so much fun. The thing about the Galapagos Islands that's so fantastic and so uniquely different is these animals have never learned the fear of man. So you can jump in. I know my son and I took my son there for his college graduation, and that was a decade or more ago, actually, decade and a half ago. And he and I got in the water almost every day. And by the way, because the water's pretty chilly, they have wetsuits that they fit you with, and they have them on the ship, and you just no cost. It's all included. You put the wetsuits on, and you can snorkel. It's not scuba diving, but it's snorkeling. But oh my gosh, my son would go under. He had much more lung capacity than I did. He'd go under, and he'd do a twist and a turn, and the seal or seals would just mimic everything he did. It was just so fabulous. To this day is one of our best experiences. Now that may or may not be best for you. And then the fourth way of seeing the Galapagos is staying on the ship, and the naturalists will talk to you on the ship. Or in some cases, if not all the naturalists have been assigned to excursions, they are wonderful about taking you out in the Zodiacs, where you don't get off the Zodiacs onto land, and you just drive around and learn about all the wildlife that you see in the water and out of the water. Okay, there's a good picture right there. That's one of the older ships in the background. Wait till, oh, this is the most famous, the most beautiful island. This is where the best beaches are, and it's got a beautiful hike up to the very top there too, for those of you that want an active hike. But Bartolome Island, I think, is the prettiest of the islands. Then here's where the pink flamingos are at Las Bacas. And again, every island, like I say, has different animals. I love I can't remember the name of the bird. Sean, do you remember the bird with the red?
It's a frigate bird. Frigate
bird. That's right. Those frigate birds were fascinating to me. And oh my gosh, would they just dive down into the water? But the big red balloon thing, they blow it up below their beak into their throat, and that's to impress the ladies. So, no matter what, whether you're animal or human, us guys want to impress the ladies. I love the blue-footed booby in this picture here. You will see those, and some red-footed boobies too around the island, and you'll learn all about those. Again, the seals there are so much fun, and they just think the humans are there to play with them. So it's really, really cool. So the island, again, everywhere we go, it's quite something, and you'll learn all about these animals. And if you're a birdie, you will be in Nirvana. This is one of the best places in the world to see birds. Okay, then we come back to Quito. Like I said, there's the presidential palace. It's really fabulous. But I want to spend a little bit more time on this ship, because in the Galapagos Islands, 100 passengers is the most you can have. And actually, it's 99 passengers. So there's 49 to 50 staterooms on all these ships. Maximum. A lot of them are smaller than that. This one is, without a doubt, the most state-of-the-art, the newest, and the most luxurious. Every room on this ship is suites. There's more options of things to do because of the size. It rides better in the water, and because it's brand new, it's just state-of-the-art. You'll be so impressed. And Celebrity is known for its food quality as well as its incredible service. So while this will be a little bit more money than some other options in the Galapagos Islands, this will be the single best and most luxurious experience that you could possibly have if you wanted to go to the Galapagos Islands. Okay, here's one of the public rooms, and there's, again, one of the places where they show you where the ship is going. On the left side, you see the coffee shop there too. A lot of outdoor areas to sit and talk. While you get to see a lot every day, it is honestly somewhat of a nice pace. It's not a fast pace at all. And it's in between a slow pace and a nice pace, let's put it that way, on some days. Lots of beautiful things. See the hot tub in the background there, those beautiful chairs and cushions and bar service there. There's an open area in the back, covered, as you see, but still open air, for a restaurant, outdoor restaurant. That was our favorite restaurant, by the way, as far as for lunch and or breakfast. There's Paula's Pantry, I believe it's called, for the coffee shop, smoothies. And you see there's some adult beverage options on top of there, and everything's included in this, in your price, so you will not be nickel and dime. And I'm talking about the tours as well as the meals and the drinks. Okay, this is one of the things I want to make sure you know. This is called a veranda suite. Um, uh, the veranda suite in this infinite veranda, excuse me, is the name of it. What it is, it's got a little more space in the room where an outdoor veranda would normally be, and the window comes down halfway with just a push of a button. So the room with an infinite veranda feels bigger than the suite with the outdoor veranda. But you still get fresh air if you want it, or air conditioning if you need it. I think they're great. Here is the regular outdoor veranda. See how it is wall to wall, floor to ceiling windows that open up like a regular outdoor veranda would on an ocean cruise ship. Okay, and that's the celebrity floor is just so beautiful. And I want you to see the very back or the aft of the ship. That's where the Zodiacs come to get you, to take you off the ship and put you on the ship. There's a much better example of that. And by the way, there's the suites are the ones up on the second, third deck and the fourth deck up, and they, believe it or not, are already taken. We've already got 8 cabins signed up for already. Sean and I did a seminar just a couple weeks ago. It was very, very successful. There again, you see the Zodiacs coming up. So this ship was specially designed for the Galapagos Islands and for the safe embarkation and disembarkation of people on and off the Zodiacs and on and off the ship itself. All ages, you see a father and a daughter there. All ages can be, are allowed. Families, this is a family friendly cruise, but because of the price point, it's usually almost always just adults. Matter of fact, you'll see a lot of grandmas and grandpas and their adult kids on the celebrity floor. That's a beautiful picture right there. I like that one. There we go. And they're very, very, boy, they do take safety very serious. And again, on every Zodiac, as it goes out the net, there's the driver, and then there's a guide, and you see the guide is the one talking right there. And they're experts in the wildlife, flora, fauna, everything, to educate you that way. But the life jackets are all there. I love this. Here's a family friendly picture with the sails. They kind of like to show off, don't they? There you go. So cool. Look at that. They're not afraid of you. They're just not afraid of you. Matter of fact, they think the people are there. The waters, I think, are breathtakingly beautiful, just breathtakingly beautiful. And again, this is a place where you don't have to have a big, gigantic camera to take pictures, because you literally can walk right up to these animals. They are not afraid of you. There can be a mother blue-footed booby with a new chick or eggs underneath her, and she will not be afraid of you at all. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that look like a dinosaur of some sort? There's the boobies again. You'll hear all about the boobies and you'll learn all about them. Penguins are at certain islands. That, of course, with the penguin exhibit at the zoo, Sean this will probably be one of his favorite places. All of these animals, every place we go, you will learn all about them. It's just so doggone cool. There we go. There's the frickin' bird. And of course, the tortoises. And they're the biggest number of tortoises are on one island, and you will get to see them up close and personal, just like these people are there. That's exactly where we were last October to take pictures of the tortoises. And everybody, I mean, it's one of the highlights of the whole trip, these big, gigantic tortoises. Okay, let's go through the cost on this. And there's a whole bunch of category options. So we just started off with the lowest category. So this is a from the $13,641. But remember, with the exception of the air and the travel insurance, everything is included, okay? Meaning the 3 nights at the JW Marriott, the 7 nights on the cruise itself. And remember, see the veranda? And what I would say, this is a sky suite with a veranda. Let's call that an outdoor veranda. I think that makes it much more understandable when we're talking to you about it. And then there's the sky suite with the infinite veranda. Remember, that's the one that the room feels bigger because there's no outside veranda to it, but the window comes down halfway with a push of a button. And as this says, it is based on double occupancy. It includes the hotel, the cruise, the taxes, port fees. It's just such an incredible experience. We will help you with your air and with travel insurance. I'm just going to go through a quick category options for you to see. There's the sky suites. There's the other suites. The penthouse suites are the biggest. Royal suite. By the way, that penthouse is 1,288 square feet. The Royal suites, there's some still available on that, are 559 square feet. The ultimate sky suite with the infinite veranda. Premium sky suite, the regular sky suite with infinite veranda and with veranda. And those are 330 square feet plus, well, that includes the 84 square feet of veranda. So here's what we have done. We've already put the deposit down on this for you. We've already paid that in advance. So we will ask you for a check for $1,685 per person. But your final payment, which is due in September, can be made by credit card or check if you so desire. And again, we handle all this for the zoo. I got to tell you, I'm just so excited. When you call, if you have questions, Lynette Talge is our group coordinator, or you could ask for me, Mark Comfort, or any of our group people. But ask for the Kansas City Zoo desk when you talk to our receptionist. She will know exactly who to send you to. And then I think you'll just find that all of this is just spectacular. Again, we've already got the 8 couples already signed up, and several solo travelers looking for companions, because it's a heck of a lot less expensive to have a companion. Hey, Sean, are you excited about seeing these gigantic tortoises there? That's kind of what the Galapagos is known for, isn't it?
Yeah, now we don't have Galapagos tortoises here at the zoo, but for those who are zoo fans, we do have Aldabra tortoises, which are the next biggest thing. Look pretty close. So yeah, I'm looking forward to not only seeing them, but the northernmost penguins, like you said before, the Galapagos penguins, and the frigate birds and sea life. I'm excited to get in the water and see what's going on underwater as well as what's above the water. So yeah, excited all around. Again, these are animals that many of them you can't see anywhere else in the world. And again, just an exciting place to go and see the history. You mentioned Darwin earlier and the time that he spent there, the history with the pirates and them bringing supplies there and using it as sort of a hangout to stay away from anyone who might be trying to apprehend them. So I think it's all going to just be extremely enjoyable and a lot of fun. I look forward to having a big group that we can enjoy the whole trip together.
Well, I'll tell you what, yeah, and with 100 people maximum on the ship, and they won't give us very much group space, so we'll be the biggest group on the ship for sure. And I will tell you this, we've sold Celebrity in the Galapagos Islands for, like I say, probably 15 years now. And it's the #1 destination for satisfaction that Celebrity Cruise Lines has anywhere in the world. So to your point, Sean, and to my point to everybody watching, this is a grand slam home run for a destination. And we wanted to make Sean's first trip a great one, not just a good one, a great one. And the Galapagos Islands is a great itinerary. And most certainly the Celebrity Flora, the ship itself, is absolutely, well, it's the best ship in all the Galapagos. So if you have any questions, this is our number, 816 area code 505-1500. We have this webinar recorded. If you want a copy of it, we can get it to you. If you want this in an email or a mailed flyer, we can get that to you too. But remember, there's only 100 Well, there's only 49, I think it is, suites on the ship. So I would say if you're interested, I'd make your mind up as quickly as you possibly could. Sean, thanks so much for joining me today. And I got to tell you, we're going to make a lot of people happy with your first hosted trip to the Galapagos Islands.
Well, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you all with us come next February. Have a good
And who
day,
knows,
everybody.
maybe you'll talk Sean into having an exhibit for one of those giant tortoises. Sean, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Bye-bye.